Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today in this video we're going to be talking about if statements, and we can use either nested if statements or we can combine it with the AND function or the OR function. So stay tuned, so that's what we're going to be going through today. Right, so as you can see on my screen, or as you can see in the YouTube video, I've got a list of data here. Now you can get this data from ChatGPT. You've just got to have a ChatGPT account, sorry, and ask ChatGPT to get you a similar data like this. So the prompt would probably be like, can you provide sales data with an order ID number, salesperson, region, sales amount, target, status, bonus, and special rewards, and it'll produce a table like this, and then you just highlight it and copy it and put it into Google Sheets, and that's how you get this data. So I'm going to be explaining if statements. So what is an if statement? If statement is when a condition is met, it returns a true. When a condition is met, it returns a true value, and as a consequence of that, the true value is whatever you want to give it. So let's say I hit 100% in an exam, and if I hit 100% on an exam, then my parents will buy me a car. That's a good example, right? So if I hit 100% in an exam, my parents will buy me a car. If that is not true, then my parents won't buy me a car. So there's two sort of alternatives with that sort of scenario. Hopefully that makes sense of how an if statement is. And now we'll look at it in terms of Google Sheets. And also, if you're following along, you can use this in Excel as well. So it works in both formats, Excel and Google Sheets. So you don't have to have a Google account to access Google Sheets, but the formulas will work if you've got Microsoft Excel. So, okay, so let's look at this data. So now I've got a status column there. So what we want to do in this column here is that we want to say we've got all these salespeople, and these are the sales amount that they produce, let's say, annually. It doesn't matter about time scale in this instance, but they produce this many sales annually. And what we want to see is that they've got these targets here. We want to see if these sales amounts are above these targets here, then we know that the salesperson has met their target. If it's below this target here, then we know the salesperson has not met their target. Similar to the 100% exam analogy with with parents buying the car or parents not buying the car. Similar situation here. So let's think about how we're going to approach this. So we do an equal sign, as with all formulas in Google Sheets, we use an equal sign. Then we use the if function. That's what the tutorial is about. It's about this if function here, this amazing function right here. So we've got a logical expression. So let's think about, what do we want to put here? We want to know if this value is higher than that value, then we want to produce a true when it's true, when that is the case. So we want to say if this value here, we can just click the button, is greater than, so we use the greater than symbol, this button here, right? That's what we want to do. If this logical statement is true, then if we put a comma here, and this, we want to return something if it's true. Like in my example, if it's true, my parents will buy me a car, right? So in this instance, if the sales amount is bigger than the target amount, then this salesperson has met their target. Let's just write met target. So in order to write that, it'll be a string variable. So what we need to do is use double quotation marks for a string. String means anything like a text. So if you're not used to the lingo of strings and Booleanians and all that stuff, it's just a basic text argument. So we have to use commas. We have to use quotation marks for this case. So we just put met target, and then close. Don't forget to close the quotation marks. That's very important, because then we want Google Sheets or Excel to understand that this is a string, this is a text, and quotation marks does that for us. So now we want to do if a value is false, like I said to you, parents won't buy a car. Well, we can say not met target, or target not met, or let's just say not met target. Yeah, we'll do another string here, open quotation marks. We can say not met or target not met. Let's just put not met because that'll be easier to understand when we, and don't forget to close the quotation marks here. Then we've done the if statement here. We need to put a bracket here. Always remember to put a bracket here because we're in an if statement. So we press enter, and then we've got it here. We've got it here. Ignore the rest of it. That was just a suggestion. Google Sheets is getting smarter, and AI is understanding what us humans are trying to produce. So it's already auto-filled these columns here, but we'll ignore that for a second. So we know that we can just check here. Is 1,200 above 1,000? Yes, it is. So this person, Alice, has met her target. Let's just drag this down, and then the formula will automatically populate. Drag it all the way down here. Just want to make sure that the formula is correct. So let's just scan a few of them. Right, so this person, Charlie, he's got 1,500 and his target's 1,500. But we said that this value, this value needs to be larger than this value. We didn't say equal to or greater than. We said larger. So that's very important here. We could. It's not inclusive of this value here. We could go back to it and say greater than or equal to, and we can drag that down, and we'll see what Charlie would have met his target then, wouldn't he? So see, there we go here. Charlie has met his target because we've included that actual value itself, right? So that's an odd small detail that you need to remember when you're doing these formulas, is that do you want it greater than, less than, or you want it equal to and greater than, or equal to? So it's a lot of Boolean true or false arguments with that. Okay, so let's look at a bonus. So we say here, we've got a description here, we'll pay the person a bonus of 200 when the sales target is greater than 1,500. Okay, and we said we'll pay the person a bonus of 100 when the sales target is between 1,000 and 1,500. So, okay, that's what we'll do. So we're ignoring the target now. So let's say if the target's less than 1,000, we can just ignore it. So like Charlie's got a target of 1,500, he'll still get paid the bonus if he's above 1,000, and if he's between 1,000 and 1,500 or above 1,500. So we've got to think about this carefully now. Okay, what are we doing? These two statements here. What do we need? What do we need here when we're doing an if statement? This if statement's a little bit more complicated, so we have to break it down into chunks. So let's just look at the first statement here. So we want a bonus of 200 when it's above 1,500. If it's not the case, then we want a bonus of 100. So let's just do, it's a bit of trial and error. Let's just do an if statement. So we do an if statement. Sorry, it's auto-populated it. Again, this is not what I want. Google, I want a new if statement and I want to correct it. So let's just do, okay, we want the sales amount. That's what we want. We want that to be above 1,500. Right, 1,500 is the amount that we want. If that is true, then we return a value of 200, right? If that is not true, now we can do another if statement within an if. They call this a nested if statement. So remember, the argument is when we have an if statement, the first argument here is the logical expression. You can see that in the Google Sheets helper document below. See that? We've got a logical statement here. We want E5, which is that value, to be larger than 1,500, and if it is, we want the if statement to return the value of 200. Now, if it's not the case, we'll do another if statement, right? We'll do an if statement, and we'll do another logical one. We'll say, okay, if it's not larger than 1,500, but if it's larger than 100, right? Sorry, if it's larger than 1,000, so let's say that value is larger than 1,000, right? Then we want to return the value of 100, right? But okay, so we've covered the basis here. Let's just break this down again. So the first argument is if this value is greater than 1500, then we want to return the value of 200 because that's the bonus that we're going to pay. If this value is not above 1500, then it goes straight away to this argument here. So now we're looking at this value here. We're assuming this value is not larger than 1500 because this value is returned false. So now we go into this argument. So when the first statement is false, and then the second statement is greater than 1,000, then we pay the sales agent £100, right? Because then this turns out true. But then if this is false and also this is false, then we do another argument here and we return 0 because it's not larger than 1500 and it's not larger than 1,000. So that means it's below 1,000. That's the only alternative solution there is. And if that's the case, we return the value of 0. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. Okay. So for this person, we can just double check. Look, is it above 1,000? Yes. Is it above 1,500? No. So that means we're going to pay this person the bonus of 100. Now we just drag this all the way down here. Drag it all the way down here. And we can just double check. Like, is this person above 1,500? Yes, it is. So the person gets 200. Right? Again, it's the same argument. It's not including the value of 1,000. So if this person has hit the sales target, has hit 1,000, it's not going to give you a bonus of 100 because it's not equal to, it's just greater than. And again, same with 1,500. If a person hits 1,500, is there an example here? So look at Charlie again. Similar example as before. This person hits 1,500, but he's only getting paid 100. Because why? Because we didn't include that. We didn't do a greater than or equal to. We have to make it greater than 1,500. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. Okay, so we want a special reward if met target and from either north or east region. So we use an AND function and we use a nested if. Let's look at the OR function here. So we can do equal to if this person has met target, so just equals met target. You have to do it exactly as it's included in the text with capital letters and everything. Remember to close the quotation marks. G5 equals met target. This time, because you can use an OR. Yeah, so I can probably use an AND for this one. And met target or from north and east, yeah. Okay, so we can use an AND, use a nested AND for this one. It's from G5, it's a met target. And we say the region, which is in this cell, is equal to, let's do a north OR function. So it's going to be an AND and an OR. This function equals, so we say north, so we spelled wrong, north, there we go, north, or we say east. Right, so that's the OR function. Then we say the AND function. So this logical statement here is a little bit more complex now. So let's break it down. So we have the if statement, which is the out function, and then in the if statement we have a first logical argument. So we've got an AND and an OR argument. So we have AND. So we want AND. So we want the person to met target or one of these to be true. So if one of these are true and that is true, right, because that's the AND function, then the valuation will come true and they will get a special reward, and we'll denote that as yes. We'll denote that as yes. And if they don't, if that's not satisfied, then they don't. right? So we put that as a no. So this will be if the argument is true for the if statement, then it's yes. If the argument is false, then it's no. They don't get a special reward. Whoever this manager is pretty discriminatory, because who would only get a special reward if you're from the north region or east region? What about the south and east? What about the south and west? Anyway, a lot of libel court cases for that. But nonetheless, let's press enter. Okay, so this person is from the north and has hit the target, so it's above the target, so then they get a special reward. We'll drag that all the way down. Yeah, so let's just double check. This person does not get it because they're from the south. This person's from the north, but have they met the target? No, they haven't, so they don't get a special reward. So guys, I hope that clears the if statements up. These following two are a little bit more complicated, but then you'll get better as you practice. That's all guys, thanks a lot.